Welcome. I'm Alex Perez. This is Eric Leon. This is Hunter Karitzis, and we are Cloud Harbor. Next one. What is Cloud Harbor? Cloud Harbor is a fully featured marketplace web application, and it solves the problem of non-standard or sporadic implementation of selling and buying within your organization. So let's say we have a company or we have a school in something, and you just see a bunch of crappy little post-it notes on a bulletin board or something. This solves that problem. Next slide. So why use it? Again, it's a standardized implementation. It rids our workplace or organization of clutter, of just those random emails you get, like, hey, I got a bike to sell. We can just put them all on Cloud Harbor. It's a one-stop shop, and then the difference between this and let's say something maybe Facebook or Facebook Marketplace or eBay is it's a targeted community. You would use this within your organization, within your company, within your school, so you know these people, so you can buy and sell within your organization. We can also create groups, more targeted groups. So let's say SD13 or the accounting department, they can have their own community to sell within. And it's fully featured, it's easy to use, it's organized around groups and categories, and we have a bunch of search functions. So compare, before Cloud Harbor on the left, you have that messy bulletin board, and after, we have a nice website to use. And with that, we'll get into a demonstration of it.
All right, so this is the front home page, and this is where Cloud Harbor is. If we log it, you can register and create an account, but we'll just log in, and then log in as admin. So everything is kind of focused on your user homepage. It's where you find all your groups. It's where you find all of the people within your groups, and it's also where you would find other groups that you might want to join. So on the left here, you have your name, and then you can, if you click on the admin button, you can go to what your page looks like to others. So currently he has no items posted, so there are no items that are showing there, but it will show your profile and how many items you have for sale and how many you have sold, and then your overall seller's rating. If you go back, here on your page, you're allowed to edit your profile. So if you were to click the edit profile button, a mode will pop up, and you can change your first name, your last name, and then your password. So back out. As I said before, you can see your items for sale, your items sold, and then all the communities you have created. If you click search items, and then just do no search right now. Mm-hmm. So just hit the search button. It'll pop up with no items because none of your groups have any items posted in there at the moment. If you go to search people, actually I don't think it's going to work with admin. So
Groups.
Yeah, go to groups and then search that. Yeah, so here's all the groups that the admin is not a part of. So we got GoBots, Skill Distillery, Transformers, and Awesome Sauce. So if you were to click View Group Details, you can see that you can join this group and be a part of that group. So go ahead and join. And now it'll take you to the group's homepage, and on this group homepage, it shows you how many users are in the group. If you're an admin, which the admin has global admin rights, you can update group. You can see the item history of everything that's been sold or removed, I believe. And then you can also delete the group. You can post your new items, and then you can search your items in the search bar, and you can filter. So you can do, go ahead and do filter out all the items between 0 and 100 on the left there. And then it'll pull all your items between that range. You can also go filter by category. Mm-hmm. And then you can pull up all of your items based on these categories, or the categories loaded in the database. So click one. And there's only 2 items. Apparently a squid and a bowl of toys. So there's that. And then you can reset your search. And then inside of that selection, up top, above the search, you can, if you do search by people, you can do a search for the people in your group, and it'll pull up the people. So if you hit that, and then go ahead and do a fuzzy search, it'll pop up Bob Smith. So this will only pull up everybody in that group, and then you can click on Bob Smith, and then you can see what Bob Smith is selling. So these are all the items that Bob Smith is selling, and this is what I showed you earlier on the admin, but this is what he's selling. So if you go back out, I think that's it. If you want to log in as maybe Hunter, and then he can see the groups that he is not the admin of. So because you're global admin, you're seeing all of these edits, deletes, and deleting the profile, deleting groups. But if you were not the admin of those groups, you would be able to, you wouldn't see those things. So you would just be a part of the group, and then you just see the items, and you can sort through the items. Did you go to a detailed view of the item?
Yes, yeah.
No. Oh, so click the item. It's the last thing I forgot about. So here you'll see that if you click on this chair, Rob Smith, also known as Bob Smith, is he posted this chair that you can buy, or that he would post for to be sold, and it's here where you can make messages on your detailed post to the owner of the post, and it would post a message saying, "Hey, this is what's happening." So if you see the 100K message, only Hunter is able to delete that, and the admin is not currently. So that would be a good example of not seeing the edit and delete buttons there. But it is here. You can also mark the item as sold, and it'll remove the item from the database, or I'm sorry, it'll remove the item from the group page, and removing it will also remove it from the group page. So let's say you mark as sold. Sorry. Right, and we go back, and it's not there. But if we go over to Bob's page, click on Bob Smith under user group, you'll see that he sold one item. So, and so that is the page, the website as a whole. So go to the next. I think it's go to the PowerPoint, the keynote.
All right, time for all the fun back-end stuff. We use all the same technologies everyone else used: Java, MySQL, Spring, Gradle, a little bit of JPA here and there, although we did have troubles with it. Next slide, please. Here's our database. From the very beginning, we wanted to be sure that we were not deleting any of the items that were being sold, because we could use that information in the future to look at, the history of groups and how many items they've sold, what's their revenue, so to speak, and whatnot. Next slide, please. So this SQL statement we had to use to get the list of communities that the user was not a part of, and also exclude certain communities that we didn't want to show to the user, such as a community that we dump all of the unused or unsold items that people had in their community when they deleted it. So you can delete your community if you had items in there. Even that item history, we still save all that information in another community behind the scenes. Some of our stretch goals include payment system integration, such as PayPal, Venmo, something like that. Notifications, so if someone comments on your item, you will get a notification saying that someone commented on it. Direct messaging, so you can message people privately. Our rating system is kind of bare bones at the moment, and what we would do is implement a way to rate the seller and user upon final transaction. Some other things are, we wanted to implement private groups, so invite-only groups, and what else?
We wanted to create a watch list so basically you could, whenever you could, basically there'd be a watch button, and then on that item you could click watch, and then we would add this item into your watch list, and it would pop up on your homepage. Some of the other things, I had it in my notes. Is there any couple notes on that? No, that's all.
That is fine.
But yeah, those are some of the things. You said go to the next
slide. So before I take questions, just want to give a brief overview of how we kind of worked as a team. And that's the number one priority we always had was communication. We made sure that we were always on the same page. we always had the same goals. Every morning we had our goals for that day of our list of things that we wanted to complete, and we worked together but separately to accomplish these goals. I have a joke where we communicate telepathically because we were all just sitting there coding the whole time. Another big thing was never push anything that's broken.
Yeah.
So I feel like we got a lot done. We got a lot more than we thought we were going to get done because we were so organized, and whenever somebody implemented a new feature, they made sure it worked. So we always kept building on top of that solid foundation, and that really helped us a lot.
Yeah, I think as far as, and to add to the workflow, I think when we first started, we all worked together on the database schema. So like getting that nailed down and going forward with that was really the groundwork. And then we worked with the DAO and the implementations and got those to work. And those are all the things that we worked together. But after that, once we got the basic CRUD functionalities done with our implementations, we really focused on, that's kind of where we went in separate threads, and we just started working on the project as a whole in different areas. And then, like Hunter said, we were working on that whiteboard, and there's nothing significant about that whiteboard, but it's a whiteboard and we wrote on it, and we wrote things. And so there was where we wrote a lot of our wireframes, and we kind of wrote down the designs, and we agreed on the designs and voted on the designs, and kind of said, this is what this page is supposed to do, this is where we're going to go with this. And then, like I said, we stood up every day, and every morning we would just talk about what we were going to do, and then at lunch we would revisit like what we did that morning, and then we'd say, what do we think we're going to do the rest of the day. So kind of meeting up for the morning and the at lunch was pretty key to us not I guess telepathically communicating between those periods. So we were always on the same page, and I couldn't ask for a better group, so we functioned pretty well.
Any questions?
What was the part of the development that you thought was most fun? Like, what feature did you enjoy working on?
So I think I guess the features would be the user home. So like everything is situated around these home pages. So it would be the user home, the group home, and I think working on those, and I think the most difficult part was figuring out, well, what do we need to put on this page to make sure that it doesn't look dry and boring. And so like it was really coming up with things to put on the user homepage and make it useful for someone to use. So that's what I enjoyed, and I think is probably worthwhile talking about, is just figuring out what to put on the homepage and making sure that it looks good, it works well, that it works on mobile, it works on the desktop, and that it's useful, I think, yeah.
Was there anything that you just kind of crammed in at the end?
Ooh. You know, I don't think so. I mean, I'll admit, I was working on some things, cleaning up some bugs this morning, but I think I told the group, I was like, hey, we're going to be done by Wednesday with all new features. And the deadline that was recommended was Thursday. But so Wednesday, we said that we were not going to work on any new features, and then from there on, we're going to work on cleaning up bugs in the program. And so I don't think there was anything that was really crammed, because I really wanted to get a notification system in, and I didn't get it. So, so that I would say we didn't cram anything.
I think the one thing that's not fully implemented is the rating system.
Mm-hmm.
But we currently don't have some sort of confirmation page at the end if you sold or bought an item where you could then rate that person. I think that would require some sort of payment integration or something like that.
Yeah. But the ratings are accurate, so everyone starts out with a 5 because we're optimistic that everyone's a good person. So so those ratings are accurate in the database, and they're averaged across. So the group overall rating is an average across all the users in that group, and then the user overall rating is the rating across his communities, and that's how those are set up for the ratings. Yes.
Is there anything that you guys would do differently now after going through this the first sprint? Is there anything you guys would do to make it, other than the bonus features or add-ons, like what would you do differently? If you.
So we were actually asking ourselves this question before we started, and we came up pretty dry.
Yeah.
But I think I mean, the things that we did say, I mean, we didn't work over the weekend on it, and if we'd worked over the weekend,
Wow. Okay.
we could have got those notifications in.
Yeah.
And, you know, in direct messaging, which would have been neat. So I think that's probably the one regret, is not working on it over the weekend.
Okay.
So, but like I said, I think we functioned so well, and we started off so well with designing it. I think it really provided a platform to push forward and not run into any serious complications.
Kudos on you guys for not working on the weekend. That's great. You know, made this product. That's great.
So not to judge or nitpick, but which one of you weirdos is into Squid Games?
Squid Games?
Yeah, that's in the site.
I think that was Alex.
I don't know who did that. No, we were gonna originally do the cards and make it all prettier, but we didn't cram that, so it's not there. But yeah. All right, if that's all the questions.